a capability demo to showcase the functionality of the Certa platform for the onboarding of third parties, customers, or partners. Certa automates and orchestrates the entire third-party journey using a no-code platform to connect cross-functional groups, data sources, and enterprise systems. I will now walk you through the process of onboarding a new third party, in this case, Lattice. All fields and the workflow at large can be configured entirely to your organization's business rules and processes. This is the administrative view of the Certa platform, where you can see a holistic view of the third-party onboarding process across all key stakeholders and functions involved, such as the business user, the third party themselves, the compliance team, finance, and so on. The process can begin with an intake form that can be completed by the business requester at your organization. The user can view a requester guide before proceeding to provide information about the engagement. The entire process is dynamic, so depending on the risk profile of the third party, the category of services, and/or the geography, the workflow can dynamically trigger the correct questionnaires to the third party based on your business rules and the correct approvals across your cross-functional teams. In this case, because we are onboarding a catering third party, only finance, compliance, and legal are required to review the third party, and the third party is only asked to provide some tax and banking and basic profile information so that the record can seamlessly be pushed to your ERP system post-finance's approval. If we change the category of services to a high-risk category, say a SaaS third party with access to confidential PII, the third party will be asked to complete additional questionnaires, including a security and privacy assessment, and the approval matrix will dynamically expand so that security and privacy are involved in the vetting of the third party's security and compliance controls. Upon submitting these steps, we can see that security and privacy are now part of the approval matrix and that the third party has additional steps to complete. This ensures that the entire process is automated and tailored to your business rules and processes so that no manual intervention is required in informing the process and that all stakeholders only see information that is relevant at all times. Once the request is submitted, the third party is invited to enter the portal to provide their information. The third party receives an email notification from your organization. This can have your logos, colors, and branding, and the verbiage is entirely tailorable. Essentially, the point of contact is asked to click this link to generate a one-time password which they can use to securely log into the system. This ensures that third parties always log in via multi-factor authentication and that the email is tied to their company email address so that if they leave the company and lose access to their email, they also lose access to the portal. The third-party portal effectively offers your organization a one-stop shop to capture all of the information required from the third party by all the cross-functional teams involved in the vetting and approval process, including the third party's diversity status, which can be instantly verified via partner integrations such as supplier.io, all of the necessary risk questionnaires such as your security and privacy risk assessments, and the third party's tax and banking information that can instantly be sent to Coupa or SAP once approved by the AP team. Certa is entirely localized, so depending on the third party's address information, Certa can instantly request for the correct tax information. Because this third party is based in the United States, they are being asked to provide their EIN/SSN and W-9. If the third party were based in the European Union, the system would automatically ask for their VAT number and W-8 instead. Certa is also equipped with format validations for all tax IDs globally. In this case, because the format of an EIN comprises of a 9-digit number, the system will not allow the user to submit the tax questionnaire unless the correct format is entered to mitigate typos and ensure accuracy of information. Certa also provides real-time tax validations for the US, the European Union, Brazil, India, Canada, and Japan, where the system automatically validates that the registered company name provided matches the third party's tax ID. If there is a mismatch, the third party will instantly receive a notification asking them to update the information so that no manual intervention is required and that the process runs on autopilot. We continue to add additional tax ID validations to the solution as governments make the information publicly available. Your organization will have access to all these net new integrations to derive continued value post-implementation. As the majority cases of fraud happen when a third party provides an incorrect bank account name, CERTA also provides a real-time validation ensuring that the third party's registered company name matches the name on the bank account. If there is a mismatch, the third party will automatically be asked to upload a third-party document that verifies the relationship between the third party and the name on the bank account. Additionally, CERTA enables you to verify that the name on the bank account matches the third party's checking account number and routing number. Again, if there is a mismatch, CERTA will instantly ask the third party to update the information. This becomes a single point of entry for the vendor and a single onboarding checklist, so instead of multiple stakeholders having to coordinate, everything can be automated within a unified system. Once everyone has provided all their relevant information, the record goes to the relevant teams where they can review and approve it. CERTA integrates with third-party data sources that can be specific to each stakeholder group. The security and privacy teams are able to review a real-time feed from Security Scorecard that assesses and rates the vendor's security posture and controls. The team can use this data to flag any remediation actions necessary from the vendor, flag any immediate risks, and initiate downstream processes, including additional approvals or additional information requirements from the third party. This information can be used to guide the remainder of the workflow. For example, if the overall score is an A, the security and privacy approvals can be automatically decisioned. Based on the information provided by the third party, CERTA can run a variety of due diligence checks. We are integrated with 60 plus third parties, which we can use to pull an exhaustive data feed, which you can see here. In this next step, we can check for any sanctions and watch list. This is essentially an OFAC check where we can screen the entity and present any hits. This is an example of how you can maintain payment controls. Since this is updated in real time, if the entity was to have any hits, we could trigger an alert to your payments or ERP systems. And via integration, we could block all payments to Lattice due to the sanction hit. This can be done with any control or trigger you choose based on your business rules. Finally, we can screen any beneficial owners that were inputted by the third party. We can pull in hits, which you can adjudicate. The compliance team can then mark the status of each hit as well as adjudicate according to several risk codes that they can view. The compliance team can then approve or reject the request. They can also choose to assign surveys to the vendor and define their frequency. These will appear once the onboarding process is complete. Each team can use CERTA's chat and collaboration functionality to communicate both internally and with the third party. This ensures that all communication is stored within the third-party record so that you don't need to dig through emails and external communication to justify the decisioning process. Similarly, if any supplementary documentation is required, the third party can be asked to simply upload it within the communication thread so that it is stored and captured within the record. All metadata within CERTA is exportable at all times, including a comprehensive activity log of every single edit, view, email notification, and alert triggered within the system. We can then initiate the contracting process. This can be done in your contract management tool, iCertis, or directly within CERTA. The legal team can select from mitigating terms in a clause library to auto-draft contracts, and the system can initiate annual recertifications, which can be shown to you on a dashboard. Once all cross-functional partners have approved the vendor and the contracting process has been completed, the finance team can instantly push the vendor record to Coupa or SAP. Because CERTA automatically verifies the tax and banking information with the IRS and our data partners respectively, this process can be entirely automated with no manual intervention when the information provided by the third party is verified. Once the process has been completed, CERTA can generate a PDF summary of the entire workflow for your reference, which can be used for audit or housekeeping purposes. You can also see a persistent document repository that contains all documents collected throughout the onboarding process. If any documents are expired or recertification is needed, the third party can instantly be notified. Additionally, the platform can take over the monitoring of your existing records. You can upload a CSV file that was downloaded from your current system and contains the necessary information. Once you submit the step, the system initiates the import process. In this status step, you could then track the status of the workflows being uploaded so you can see how many workflows have errors and how many do not. This allows you to input all your legacy vendors for whom we can do ongoing monitoring and recertification as you have asked for. Once the onboarding process is complete, the relevant teams at your organization can add additional engagements within the same supplier. Certa has a hierarchical data model that enables a one-to-many relationship to connect subsidiaries and engagements across a single third party for central visibility. Rather than initiating a new process, a user can simply enter the Engagements tab and click the plus icon to initiate a new engagement. All information that is uniform across engagements, such as the third party's basic profile information, can be automatically pre-populated from the original workflow. Other information, such as the point of contact details or the tax and banking information, can be left blank to be entered by the relevant parties. If the new engagement was with the same supplier but for a lower risk service, we could automate approvals according to your business rules. On the other hand, if the new request was for a higher risk category, we could automatically add the relevant risk assessments and questionnaires for the third party to complete. This ensures that no user has to input information or approvals that have already been provided in the initial onboarding process. Certa's flexibility and configurability ensures that your team has a single pane of glass across all your systems, including iCertis, Coupa, or SAP, and data providers such as Security Scorecard, Rapid Ratings, DNB, and so on. Using Certa's in-app reporting, you can track your onboarding process, stay informed of upcoming or past expirations, and view all high-risk third parties. At any point, you can create new reports that are custom to your needs and processes. Certa's out-of-the-box reporting engine allows you to continue to track all engagements within embedded Tableau charts and graphs, which can be modified, exported, and distributed within your organization. We recognize that enterprises do not want to change their core processes and yet need highly tailorable, future-proof solutions that continue to evolve, adapt, and grow with your changing needs. Certa is the only third-party lifecycle management platform where our solutions are built entirely via a no-code drag-and-drop UI. This enables you to easily add new fields, customize existing fields, and tweak your processes without needing any help from your IT team or from Certa. Managing vendor risk takes time, effort, and energy, but with Certa's platform customized to your business needs, we can create efficiencies and streamline processes to control your risk so that you have more time to control your business.